Okay, Assalamualaikum. So this is chapter 4, orientation, training and development. Okay, after we had select the successful candidates, okay, we have to make sure that the candidates or the new employee are comfortable with the working environment, the new working environment. Okay, so definition of orientation: it is an initial process that access provide easy access to basic information, programs and services, give clarification and allows new employees to take an active role in their organisation. So what are the purpose of orientation? So to introduce the new employees to the new environment. So maybe the new employees are feeling a bit uncomfortable because the environment are still new for them. Therefore, it is one of the initiative from the organisation to introduce the employees. Okay, so make new employees feel welcome and comfortable, retain a pool of new capable employees. Improperly oriented employees must still get the job done, and to do so they need help. So therefore, the person, okay, must know each of the employees they are work with. Therefore, an orientation is needed for them. Provide information concerning tasks and performance expectation, and finally reinforcing a favorable impression on new employees of the organisation and its work. So what are the contents of a formal orientation? Okay, an orientation program helps the employee understand their assigned duties, term and condition of employment, as well as the organizational culture. It provides the following information. So these are the content of orientation, okay, which start with the welcoming the employee to company, orientation of the business, such as introduction about the company, introduction about the establishment about the company, okay, organizational structure, and also maybe some talk about company policies and procedures, legislation, some safety procedures, emergency procedures, explanation on benefit package they get while working in that company, tour facility and work areas. Okay, we give them a tour on the facilities and the working areas, describe job responsibility and performance expectation, and finally finalize employment documentation. So what are the methods and technique which can ensure an orientation program is organized? First, organize. Okay, so organizing. So the instructor carve time out of their days to create lesson plan for their student. The same thing goes for mapping out the orientation program. So we should design first, okay, before conducting the orientation program, and then we schedule. Okay, so scheduling also take time, okay, because orientation program carefully to make sure it will be conducted smoothly, and the new hire will benefit a lot from the program. So the schedule are very important because we want to make sure that the orientation program give the benefits to the new employee. And next is duration. Okay, duration is an orientation period may last as little as a few days or week, or as much as 3 or 4 months. It depends on the organisation. Some of the big organisation they manage to do about 4 to 5 weeks, maybe 2 to 3 months of orientation. So it depends on the company. Okay, so during this time, this new member staff will get some direct information, and also spend a good deal of time meeting with other staff members, board members, participant, people from other organisation, and others who can cast light on her job and its content. And effectiveness is evaluation of the training program, whether they really get a benefit from the orientation program or not. Okay, so therefore we must conduct a feedback. Okay, we must conduct a feedback towards the new employees to see whether they are really understand about the content of orientation given to them. Okay, so the concept of training. Now let's take a look the definition of training. Training means giving new or current employees the skill they need to perform their jobs. Training is a hallmark of good management. Employees today must make sure that their training programs are supporting their firm's strategic goals. So what are the benefits of training? To improve performance. Okay, even though we have the skill and knowledge to do the job, but in this changing world nowadays, okay, we need to learn a new knowledge and skills in order to improve our performance, and so to update employees skills at the same time. Maybe we are using an outdated software and so on, so we need to upgrade ourselves and to update the employee skills and knowledge. Okay, avoid managerial obsolescence. So maybe the organisation are using a old way to manage their company. Okay, an old way to manage their company. So with the training program, so that will make the company remain effective. Okay, for example, the transition of using the typewriter to using a computer, for example, transition of using computer to laptop, for example. So how a transition from using the from written to computer, analysis in computer. So this is to avoid the manager obsolescence and solve organizational problems. So some of the tasks or projects or some of the work, okay, require for you to solve the problem. So in order to solve the problems, you are require the employees are require a high level of knowledge and skills. So in order for them to solve the problems, okay, in order for them to solve the problems, we can provide them training, and also we can solve the problem in terms of organizational conflict, scheduling delays, high levels of absenteeism and turnover, vague policies and standard, inventory shortages and union management dispute. These are the problems that can be solved if we conduct a training. Orient new employees, okay, as I mentioned before in the previous topic, orientation. So orientation training also is for the process of orientation towards the new employees. Actually is part of training. Prepare promotion and manager succession, satisfy personal growth and needs. Okay, so what are the steps in training? Okay, training consists of 4 steps. The first one, it needs analysis step. So identify which KSA knowledge, skills and abilities requires by the prospective trainees. Okay, in the instructional design, formulate specific measurable knowledge and performance training objective. Review possible training program content including workbooks, exercises and activities, and estimate a budget for the training program. So that's the second step. And the third step is implement the program. Okay, implement the training program. Use the methods such as on the job or of the job training program. And finally, evaluation is requiring the trainees, okay, to give the feedback based on the training they have gone. Okay, so a systematic approach to training. Okay, there are several types. The first one is on the job training, OJT. On the job training is having a person learn a job by actually doing it. For example, coaching, job rotation and mentoring. While of the job training consists of employee of is basically is not during the training conducted not during the on the job, is basically opposite on of the job. Okay, so basically opposite of on the job, okay, is an effective alternative to on the job training. One advantage of the job training is that it gives employee extended uninterrupted periods of study. Okay, besides, a classroom setting may be more comfortable and conducive to learn and retention, and it avoids distraction and interruption, which are common in the on-the-job training environment. Several types of on-the-job training include lecture, vestibular training, case study, computer-based training. So basically, these off-the-job training are like you are learning in the class. Okay, that's what we call a off-the-job training. Okay, it does not involve the process of practicing what you have learned, but actually the process of more on theoretical side of your work. Okay, so that's all for orientation and training. Thank you.